Today's topic is RF system design. So RF system is widely used in numerous applications, but the common application today that I'm going to focus is on mobile phone design. So you can see some aspects of RF system design which go into a mobile phone. So this is how we'll progress. We'll cover the four key sections and finally we'll have a quiz. So first is let's look at what and why RF. So what is RF? So you might have heard of radio frequency or microwave engineering. So typically in the industry, RF and microwave, they are used interchangeably. So you may hear somebody saying RF circuit or RF design. So somebody say microwave circuits, microwave design, microwave system. So they are used interchangeably in. So what does a radio refer to? So radio refers to any analog or high frequency block in a communication system. So typically the frequencies are much higher than compared to, let's say, the lower frequencies, which is in kilohertz. So it's also a high power block in the communication system. So what is a high power block? So typically RF circuits, RF systems consume more power. So when I say power, if you're thinking of a mobile phone, you can think of, let's say, the battery consumption, battery power. So RF systems is one of the high power blocks. It consumes more power. So now let's look at why do we need, RF. So you know that when we are talking about mobile phone or when we talk about any communication system, there are multiple users. So there are multiple users who are using the same, let's say, the spectrum. Okay, so let's say if you are a user of Airtel or Reliance Jio, so there are multiple users. So you need to separate those users. So you can think of RF as one of the technologies or way of separating users or supporting multiple users. And then there are government regulations. So as we all know that spectrum, you can think of it as a natural resource. So obviously government has its own regulations. So that's why when we say RF, so when we have some information that we want to transmit over RF, so there are government regulations that come into picture. Then for higher bandwidth and data rate applications, so BW here stands for bandwidth. So if you want higher bandwidth or data rates, obviously you have to go to higher frequencies. Then something that this is something that you can go and read up. So for antenna designs, it is always good to have a higher frequencies. The higher you go in the frequency, it's always easier. The form factor, the antenna size becomes very small. So for a mobile system, for example, the antenna size has to be really small so that you can fit into that small size of a phone. Okay, so this is the Y part of RF. So let's look at different applications. So you may have heard about defense applications like radar communication systems. Then you have space communication. Within space you have communication systems that is required for communication, for control. Then consumer electronics, we all know about mobile phones. Then there are laptops, tablets, smart TV, many more. Healthcare, it is needed for diagnostics and data logging. So what is data logging in healthcare is typically all these home healthcare devices like your fitness tracker, or for example your diabetes or the BP missions. They all have some kind of connectivity. It can be Wi-Fi or it can be Bluetooth. So they connect to the network, to your local home network, and then you can look at the data. Then there are a lot more other applications in safety, automotive, aviation, and we can keep on going. So these are the multiple applications that you can think of. Please click on like and subscribe to our channel and click on the bell icon for regular updates.